Architecture records the development of human civilization. It is human life's most important background. No matter in which country, architecture of different ages reflects the civilization of the time. Chinese civilization has a history of over 5,000 years. The great achievements of its ancient civilization are fully corroborated with the grandeur of its architecture. The art of woodwork and carpentry in ancient Chinese buildings was a shining pearl in the development of architecture. Zicheng Liang comments that wood is widely used in Chinese buildings because Chinese culture appreciates impermanence as a law of nature. The application of wood in architecture is like taming a horse. It serves to witness the change of times, the rise and fall of all phenomena in accordance to the law of nature. Tang Dynasty in China was a period of prosperity and political stability. It was also an era when timberwork architectural skill reached its peak. Giant brackets, warped eaves, grand valves, and brilliant wooden structures in the Tang Dynasty were the perfect embodiments of the times. It had a far-reaching influence on Chinese history of architecture. Changshan Temple is one of the earliest and the biggest Buddhist organizations in Canada. Changshan Temple has been active in promoting Buddhist compassion and equanimity, spreading the message of tolerance and acceptance in the multicultural environment of Canada. It has contributed to social stability and spiritual growth of the people. It has been active in many relief fundraising activities. President of Buddhist Association of Canada and abbot of Changshan Temple, Venerable Da Yishi has gained much recognition and acceptance in both Canadian and Chinese communities for his excellent work in serving the public, promoting Buddhism and social harmony, and for his involvement in charity and education. Government of Canada and Prime Minister Stephen Harper, Minister for Multiculturalism Jason Kenney, Minister of Environment Peter Kent, and many others expressed high praises for the Buddhist Association of Canada Changshan Temple. With a growing number of Buddhist followers and devotees, Changshan Temple saw the need to expand and develop. In the beginning of the 20th century, with the support of the three levels of government in Canada and the local communities, Changshan Temple decided to construct the four great sacred Buddhist mountains in Canada in Peterborough County. The first phase of the project of Wu Taishan Buddhist Garden in Canada started in May 2011. The total property covers an area of 1,350 acres and is now at the assembly stage of the main Dharma Hall. The proposed Wu Taishan Buddhist Garden in Canada project is to build a Tang Dynasty Buddhist architecture, which replicates the Wu Taishan Temple in Shanxi Province, built around 1,200 years ago. It is an all-wood structure. The shape and structure of main Dharma Hall will follow the pattern of Fuguang Temple in Wu Taishan in Shanxi, China. Based on this concept, the main Dharma Hall has a span of 12 meters with 4 boundary girders. There are 3 bays with a 17-meter wooden beam. The truss has deep column grate, paving layer and roof beams. 7 paving layers will become a system of brackets. There are 7 kinds of brackets in the hall. Eave column has column top, patch, and corner. The inner column has column top, two-hill type column top, patch and quarter. The ratio between column height and bay makes a square. The bracket height is about 1/2 of the column height. The whole structure is formed by column grids, brackets, and beams. The design of horizontal structural layer combination and a vertical stacking is typical of palace architecture in Tang Dynasty. The main Dharma Hall of Wutaishan Buddhist Garden in Canada is a very unique building. Except for the foundation, the whole building is a Tang-style wooden architecture with interlocking brackets without cement and nails. Its design and assembly are very complicated. The 17-meter wood girder has only appeared in the ancient palace in China, the Forbidden City in Beijing. Its construction is so complex and difficult that it requires skilled craftsmen and masters with many years of professional experience to do the work. Changshan Temple has searched everywhere and consulted many specialists all over Canada in vain to find a qualified contractor to handle the job. The project was therefore stalled. Then Abba Dao Yishi heard of a Chinese ancient building of similar structure in Canada. He was deeply inspired. This is Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden in Vancouver. This garden has become a landmark of Western Canada and a popular tourist site. Nevertheless, when this garden was built, back in the 80s, similar problems were encountered. Finally, after much research and consultation with experts, 52 experts from Suzhou arrived in Canada to complete the project. The Chinese garden was not only completed, but it also became one of the exhibits in the World Expo 1986. Based on this information, after much effort and hard work, and with the guidance from eminent Buddhist monks in China, Changshan Temple finally found a suitable partner in Suzhou, Zhongyifeng Construction Group Company Limited. Zhongyifeng Construction Group Company is located in the world's garden city of Suzhou with more than 2,500 years of history. The company's registered capital is 302.8 million RMB. It is credited with special high-rank qualification by China's National Housing Construction. It is also granted contractor certification. The success of Changshan Temple in finding a contractor in Suzhou for the Wutaishan project was not accidental. Zhongyifeng Company was founded 60 years ago. Its focus has been on research as well as promotion and development of Changshan School to continue with a legacy of ancient architectural craftsmanship. The so-called Changshan School is in fact represented by the team of experts who built the Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden in Vancouver. These experts were students and descendants of artisans who set up the Changshan School. Zhongyifeng Construction Group Company, while inheriting and carrying forward the tradition of ancient craftsmanship, has also integrated modern scientific management and advanced technology. The company has completed a large number of outstanding works of ancient architecture, contributing to ancient and modern architectural development. For example, Hanshan Temple is replica of Tang Dynasty wood pagoda. Gaojingshan White Korean Temple is named Potala Palace of Suzhou. The landmark of Xuanmiaoguan Sanqing Temple is located in Guanchuan Street of Suzhou. The 1,000-year-old Yufu Temple and Huachang Temple in Kunshan. Dubao Lo of Changyuan Temple by Yangchenghu Lake, Suzhou. Changjing Lo of Jiezhuanglu Temple in West Garden in Suzhou is called First Temple in Suzhou. One representative of Tang Dynasty-style architecture is the wooden pagoda in Hanshan Temple. Hanshan Temple is one of China's top 10 well-known temples. The temple has 1,000 years of history. After being burned down and rebuilt several times, it still stands like a phoenix. Zhong Yifeng Construction Group was involved in the design and construction of Hanshan Temple, an imitation of Tang Dynasty wood pagoda. It is 42.2 meters high. The tower spire is 9.6 meters tall. The whole tower is formed by tower bed, tower, and spire. It is a typical example of a Tang-style building. Stone brackets and overhanging stone structure platform are features of Buddhist architecture in Tang Dynasty. Towering Buddhist pagoda reflects the grandeur of Tang Dynasty. The grand dignified bell and tower form a beautiful scene, which reflects the elegance and grandeur of Hanshan Temple of the Tang period. Following the grand design of Tang Dynasty buildings, the White Crane Temple at Gaojingshan was built around a hill. It is a magnificent complex temple building. From the bottom to the top of the hill are the front wall, the entrance, the three temples, bell and drum towers, King's Hall and the main Dharma Hall, etc. Built along the hill, layer upon layer, the temple shows the grandeur and austerity of a monastery. The biggest asset of Zhong Yifeng Construction Group Company is the strong team of Shangshan craftsmen and artisans. Shangshan School is famous for its wood craftsmanship. Each artisan is also carpenter, sculptor, lacquerer, plasterer, draftsman, and a pattern maker. The team is an integrated group of craftsmen in all areas of classical architecture. This school has produced many eminent artisans. Among them are Kuai Sheng and Yang Chengzu. Currently, an outstanding member in Shangshan Group of Artisans is Wenshan Yu. At the age of 16, he developed an affinity with wood. On one occasion, when he came to Suzhou Gardens, he was deeply attracted to the grace and elegance of the ancient Chinese architecture. Since then, he decided to study ancient architectural design. Because of his dedication and hard work, in 1986, he was able to study under the guidance of Master Fu Xingxue, a representative of Shangshan style of artisans and the Federation of Cultural Heritage in China. Through his own diligence and the guidance of his master, Yu has become a skilled carpenter, specializing in columns and beams. He is also good at making doors, panels, partition boards, and small wood decorative arts. He has mastered all the skills of a Shangshan artisan. He has supervised the design and the creation of many ancient wooden masterpieces. The famous ones include items currently placed in parks and temples, Ming and Qing furniture in museums and homes, etc. Wooden doors and windows are put together by many small mortise and tenon joint structures. A regular and long window may require 500 and 1,000 mortise and tenon joints respectively. A row line is first drawn, followed by work with a saw, axe, and a chisel. The kind of wood used in the White Crane Temple is high-density imported pineapple hardwood. It is so hard that it takes at least 10 days to carve a long window. The most difficult part is to achieve high precision. Zero error is allowed for mortise and tenon joint connection. It takes 4 or 5 cuts to do a mortise and tenon joint structure, and each cut must be very precise and perfect. This kind of skill is not easily achieved without many years of training and experience. 42-year-old master Zhong Yukun started learning carpentry for 3 years under Master Wenshan Yu when he was 18 years old. Under his teacher's guidance and his own hard work, his skill in craftsmanship is superb. He participated in many big projects such as Shangtan Building and Suzhou's White Crane Temple and so on. Now he works in Zhongyifeng to restore ancient buildings. 58-year-old Yu Gangxi is a Xiangshan artisan. He is a woodcraft expert in the company. His father is a famous woodcarver. He grew up surrounded by the scent of wood. When he was 16 years old, he learned wood carving with his father. Wood carving is a skill that takes years of training and practice. It is a three-dimensional art, which demands creativity and workmanship. Specifically, one starts with a piece of wood and works inward step by step. The image in the artisan's mind begins to emerge with each movement of his hand. Practice makes perfect. Each artisan develops his own artistic style of work through time. His two masterpieces are Shangtang Carved Building and East Hill Carved Building. Hongling Zhu, 45 years old, is a native ancient building painter. At the age of 18, he began to learn ancient building painting. He participated in the projects of Shangang Carved Building and the Pagoda of Hanshan Temple. Zhongyifeng Construction Group is built upon the expertise and creativity of their artisans, who have years of training and research experience behind them to make them experts of their field. They are the core assets of the company. The Xiangshan style and culture, with its long history of success in art and architecture, has gained high reputation not only in Suzhou and all over China, but also in other parts of the world. The Xiangshan artisans have paved their ways to the whole world with their artistic hands and wisdom. The Buddhist Association of Canada, Changshan Temple, was fortunate to get in contact with a reputable company with a strong background in ancient building construction. They both love ancient culture and respect Canadian multicultural values. Now they vow to work together hand in hand in the construction of Wutaishan Buddhist Garden in Canada. Minister of Citizenship, Immigration and Multiculturalism, Jason Kenney, once said in 2013, Wutaishan Buddhist Garden in Canada is a role model exemplifying the cultural diversity of Canada in the integration of Chinese architecture and culture in the land of Canada.